We are back at the Spacers half mile of Irwindale Speedway in Irwindale, California. Hi, everybody. J.R. Ibarra along with Wally Pankratz with tonight's action with the West Coast Pro Truck Series. You know, just a couple of races ago when we were here, there was an incident between two teams that may be brewing into something a little bit bigger. Well, earlier today, we had a chance to talk to these drivers about that.
Dave, you're coming off of kind of a little nasty incident a couple of races ago. Is this truck back together okay?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. We unloaded fast and, qualified third today, so we're looking good. Rick qualified first, so we'll see what happens tonight.
Is there a little bad blood between the two teams right now?
Definitely.
So we could see some sparks flying.
We'll see. You know, I'm not going to do anything stupid like he did, but, we'll see what happens.
Rick, you guys are looking awfully fast for tonight.
Yeah, we qualified at number one today, and we're hoping to keep it that way all night and finish out the year here at Irwindale with a win.
With the inversion, puts you back a few spots, so you got some work cut out for you.
Yeah, we're going to have to work hard. We start out sixth, so more fun, pass a few cars, and get out in front and see if we can take home a victory here at the end of the year.
A couple of races ago, a little bit of an incident there with the 17 truck, and I know, is there a little bit of situation between you and that race team?
I don't know. They haven't talked to me in a while, so there probably is on their end.
So expectations for tonight?
I'd like to put in victory lane.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how things shake out between those two racers. But Ed Cutler's enjoying the afternoon sun. We'll be back with our green flag right after this. Welcome back to Irwindale Speedway in Irwindale, California with the West Coast Pro Truck Series. J.R. Ibarra along with former USAC Western States Midget Champion Wally Pankratz as we take a look at our starting grid for the night. Jim Satterfield on the pole with Tony Edwards to his outside. In row 2 it is Mike Brocious, the rookie, along with David Timewell. In row number 3 it will be Jeff Williams and your top qualifier for the night, Rick Wall. In row number 4 it will be the veteran Neil Conrad along with Ronnie Davis. In row number 5 it is the veteran Steve Dyer along with the rookie Dustin Vandermoren. In row number 6 it is William Huff along with Ron Monginel. In row number 7, it is Cecil Phelps along with Dallas Lindinger. In row number 8, it is Ed Cutler along with Bob Wright, two rookies in this series. And in row number 9, it is Mike Hilparis, and unfortunately Ryan Cameron does not make the call as he had some mechanical difficulties during qualifying and practice. 40 laps of action here with the West Coast Pro Truck Series. Wally, back here to Irwindale Speedway. I know we can expect some pretty good action out of this racetrack.
Yeah, this is a high-speed track. This is a momentum track. You want to carry as much speed as you possibly can, not lose any. It's completely different than a short track race.
Neil Conrad is going to take us on board for some action once again here at Irwindale Speedway, looking for green. And we go green. Satterfield and Edwards taking it down into 1. Jeff Williams looking down low as we're already 3 wide as they come into 2.
This racetrack lends itself to three wide easy, and it's a real fun racetrack to watch races at.
Jeff Williams looking down low, and Jim Satterfield right in the middle of this one with Tony Edwards to the outside. They are 3 wide coming down the main straightaway. Jeff Williams going to take it down low still, and Edwards, they're going to kind of sandwich out there Jim Satterfield, and Jeff Williams now looking here to battle for the lead with Tony Edwards.
He's making that bottom work. He did a really, really good job of doing that.
Williams, your leader now, but Edwards is not going to put up, or I should say give up on this fight. He continues to run the outside groove.
The outside groove's banked 12 degrees, so you can carry a lot more speed up there, a lot more momentum.
Mike Brocious now running in the 3rd spot. Jeff Williams once again taking it down low. Edwards to the outside. As we go back inside with Neil Conrad coming across the racetrack. Oh, bumping and banging here, David Timewell.
That's a bad place to get bumped right there, I'll tell you.
Boy, that could have been kind of ugly. Fortunately, Don Helgeson holds onto the handle of his race truck and everybody falls back in line here. And look at Mike Brocious in the 07 Chevy. He is running 3rd place. He's a rookie in this race. Doing a pretty fair job so far.
Yes, he is.
David Timewell, as you see the 22 truck of Jim Satterfield kind of wiggle a bit there, Wally.
And then what happens is the people behind, if they roll out of the throttle for any evasive action, they lose lots and lots of ground they can't make up right away.
There's a look at Rick Wall as we're 5 laps into this one. Jeff Williams now extending his lead, maybe about 2 to 3 race trucks on Tony Edwards. Mike Brocious now trying to get on the back bumper of Edwards. David Timewell now trying to make a move here on Mike Brocious.
Yeah, that move that he just made is you can outbrake somebody if you go down in there straight, but you've got to be pretty tidy in the center of the corner to keep control of everything.
Here comes Timewell once again. This is your battle for the 3rd spot. Timewell lets it scoot up the racetrack. Once again, he's going to try to dive down low. Looks like Brocious is trying to shut the door slightly on him. As we go back inside with Neil Conrad, who's running right behind Don Helgeson. This is the battle for the 5th spot now. Rick Wall is trying to get to the inside of Jim Satterfield. Rick Wall, your top qualifier tonight, going side by side, now getting a nose here on Jim Satterfield as they take it into 3. Conrad now going side by side with Don Helgeson in the 7 truck. So some pretty good action here at Irwindale Speedway.
You can see from this perspective that when you're down low like that, that other truck above you has a lot more banking that he's using.
Conrad going door to door here with Don Helgeson as they continue to run side by side. There you see Conrad trying to take it down low near the apron and still can't gain any kind of advantage on the 7 truck. This is your battle for the 6th position. There you see Jim Satterfield just ahead of these 2 race trucks. A little bit of nudge in there with Helgeson and Conrad. We're 10 laps into this one. You can see Satterfield maybe getting a little bit loose there, Wally.
Yeah, this is a really great view. As you see, he's going to dive down low to try to carry a little bit more speed, but he can't do it in that respect there.
Back up front, here's Jeff Williams, followed by Tony Edwards, Mike Brocious, and David Timewell running into 4th spot. There's your battle for the lead. Jeff Williams continues to be your leader. Tony Edwards now kind of gaining a little bit of ground. Looks like Williams has really kind of maintained that lower groove here, Wally.
Yeah, he seems to be happy down there, and you can see the 48 truck is also deciding that might be a good way to go. The 18 truck, excuse me.
Tony Edwards looking down low. I guess he went to school on Jeff Williams there and said, hey, that looks like a pretty good lane. Let's give it a try.
Just depends on how your truck's set up. Your setup might not lend itself to being down there. He looked a little looser when he was down there. So he may have to be a little bit more careful.
Rick Wall has gotten around David Timewell, and Rick Wall now charging into the 3rd spot underneath Mike Brocious. So Rick Wall, your top qualifier for the night, comes out of 4 on the low side.
Yeah, he's just been biding his time a little bit back there, and now he's starting to go for it. Just made sure everything was all warmed up, and also took care of his tires a little bit, and decided, okay, I better get going before they get away from me.
Yeah, he's definitely done that. He is solidly in the 3rd spot. We thought there might be a little bit of fireworks between Rick Wall and David Timewell. If you recall, a couple of races ago, these 2 guys came together in turn 1. Had a little bit of an issue with each other, but it looks like Rick Wall has definitely done his job to get into the 3rd spot. Now he's going to challenge for the 2nd position in Tony Edwards. So Rick Wall is definitely moving forward here, going side by side with Edwards as they come across the stripe.
So he's going that shorter distance, and his truck looks like it's got a really good bite coming off the corner down low there. So he's set up to be able to do what he's doing there.
This is your battle for the lead. They are 3 wide. Now they close it up as they come across the stripe. Edwards looking to go down low.
Well, you always want to take advantage of people that are racing because they generally aren't as fast as if you're by yourself.
Rick Wall now with the advantage. And Rick Wall taking it down low once again. Mike Brocious creeping up kind of in the 07 Chevy. So Rick Wall, your leader as they come across the stripe. He continues to go side by side with Jeff Williams, so Williams doesn't want to give up quite easy on this one here.
You're not supposed to try to give up. He's driving an excellent race. Both those guys are. They're not touching each other, and now there's two wide behind them.
So Jeff Williams kind of relegated to the top side. I know he was enjoying the lower group of the racetrack. Now he's up top side and will fall back into the second position. Let's see if he goes back down low here, Wally.
There he goes. He's trying to make a little bit of a run on him, but the 10 truck has the momentum at that point.
20 laps into this race, so we're halfway home in this main event. Mike Brocious, the rookie in the 07, now looking to put a nose here on Tony Edwards. They do a little bit of nudging there as they come down the back straightaway. Here comes Brocious to the inside of Tony Edwards.
See, 28's gone down to the line that he was running earlier before he got trapped up high.
So Rick Wall is now opening up a little bit of a lead, but as these three race trucks go at it, it is Williams in second, Mike Brocious and Tony Edwards battling for the third spot. Actually, this is a battle for a second between these three race trucks. And look, Brocious is trying to get a nose here on Edwards. And we've got a caution. Out of turn 2, looks like Tim McMillan has spun it. So that will give us our first caution of the night. And kind of nicely bunches up everybody. Let's step aside for this break. We got more coming up. Welcome back to Irwindale Speedway. J.R. Ibarra along with Wally Pancratz. We're just about a half lap before we go green. Caution was brought out by Tim McMillan. Apparently he got a little bit of help there as he took a spin in turn number 2. But this ought to be interesting, Wally. Rick Wall has kind of shown himself to be a pretty fast race truck, but this bunches up the rest of the pack right on his back bumper.
Well, it also allows things to cool off, like your tires, and you might be able to get going a little bit better if you were starting to wear your stuff out.
Jeff Williams running in the second spot. The battle continues to rage in position 3 with Mike Brocious and Tony Edwards. There you see Williams going down low and bringing it up the racetrack.
A little bit of cold tires there, maybe. Got real loose.
The rest of the pack continues to string out. There is Tony Edwards, followed by Don Helgeson and Neil Conrad. Back inside the cabin with Neil Conrad. There we get a nice perspective of your front 5 here at Irwindale Speedway.
See, he runs right straight up the racetrack to get that banking. That's the proper way of running this racetrack.
David Timewell in the 17 truck may have an issue. The truck seems to be backing up. He gets a little bit of a push there by Steve Dyer. So David Timewell, who had some pretty high expectations for the night, drops back a position. Now looks like he regained some speed as we go back up front. There's Don Helgeson making a move on Mike Brocious and Tony Edwards. Brocious now going to go side by side with Helgeson, the 07 and the 7 truck. Here comes Tony Edwards. Ooh. He wants to go down low.
A little bump there.
We're 3 wide as they come into 3. Coming 3 wide as they come out of turn 4. 25 laps into this race. We got a nice battle here going between the 18 truck, 07 and the 7. Edwards, Brocious, and Helgeson. Neil Conrad right behind these racers.
You can see the truck on the bottom there having to get off so low that it turned the tail out and he lost a bunch of ground.
There's Neil Conrad right on the back bumper of Tony Edwards as they come across the racetrack. So a pretty good battle here between these race trucks. Mike Brocious, once again, he is a rookie. First year here in the series and has done a pretty good job.
He's doing an excellent job tonight.
There you see Tony Edwards, oh baby, getting it sideways.
Trying maybe just a little too hard there.
So I would imagine that at this point of the main event, Wally, maybe tire wear becoming an issue with these race trucks.
Well, you get the heat in the tires and the late in the race like this, things like this, come up. But probably more than anything there, he was just trying real hard to carry a little bit more speed than the truck was able to do.
Let's take a look at some action way back in the pack, but there's some pretty good battles going on all over the racetrack. Ronnie Davis in the 78 is the leader in this pack. There you see Michael Pearson, the 8, Tim McMillan to his outside. Liniger in the 15, William Huff in the 92.
this Irwindale Speedway is whoa, there was a dirt track move. He should have been at Paris.
Cecil Phelps getting a bit sideways as they come out of 4. So once again, we talked about, look at, we go 4 wide here, Wally.
Right. Now this racetrack lends itself to this kind of competition. The 6, 9, and 12 degree banking is what makes this place so entertaining.
There you saw Tim McMillan giving a little bit of an edge there to Michael Pearson. Cecil Phelps, in spite of the fact he got sideways, leading his race back.
He was practicing for the drifting competition later.
30 laps into this, we continue to be 3 wide with his back, with McMillan to the low side, Kilparis in the middle, and Liniger to his outside. So even in spite of the fact that these guys are way behind the leader, there's, I'm sure, some enjoyment behind the wheel battling out with these competitors here.
Well, you're racing for your spot. I mean, you might not be in the hunt to win, but you want to be ahead of the guy in front of you. That's why you become a race driver. So that's why people like to watch oval racing, because you can pick out some races all over the racetrack.
Steve Dyer is kind of the leader. I should say Ronnie Davis in the white 78 is the leader of this entire pack. As we go back up front, there's a look at Don Helgeson in the 3rd spot, followed by Brocious and Tony Edwards. So this group of race trucks is kind of strung out just a bit, with Jeff Williams running 2nd. He's quite a bit of a distance ahead of the number 7 truck. Whoa, there you see Brocious getting kind of sideways coming out of 2.
Now there showed a rookie. He should have probably lifted a little earlier as the truck started to tail out, and he just was young and thought, well, I can drive through all this. That definitely makes the right rear tire hot, though, and you've got to slow down for a couple laps and get it cooled back down before you get going. And here at Irwindale Speedway, it's not very long straightaways, so if your tires get hot, you kind of torture them all the way around the racetrack.
Back inside with Neil Conrad, running pretty significantly behind Mike Brocious. We got 5 laps remaining. Rick Wall at this point has really put a sizable lead on Jeff Williams. Everybody's just kind of cruising. I think maybe tires have worn out on most of these race trucks, and everybody's trying to survive at this point.
Well, that's exactly right. You press the issue, and then you get sideways, or if the truck's too tight, you start to push worse, and then you just have to slow down and drive the vehicle that you have, not what the other guy has.
This is back in the 8th through 12th position. Steve Dyer, the leader of this pack, with McMillan, Liniger, and Cecil Phelps. Kilparis has dropped back a couple positions there. You see Dyer diving down low as they come out of 4.
Yeah, he's trying to run down in the flat almost there in that particular corner.
There you see the front hood kind of flapping a little bit on McMillan, so maybe a little bumping and grinding as can lose some of the fiberglass and some of the hood pins on that race truck. As McMillan looking down low, trying to get a run on Steve Dyer. So this group of race trucks continue to battle it out as the laps continue to wind down here at Irwindale Speedway. McMillan looking to the inside of the 15.
He's going to try and get a run down low, I would imagine now.
Back up front, here is Rick Wall, your leader. He is pretty much almost a half straightaway, even further than that from Jeff Williams. And Rick Wall shows why he was your top qualifier tonight as we go into our final lap. So Rick Wall, even in spite of the fact he started back in the 6th spot, definitely made up the territory pretty quick, and is just kind of cruising at this point.
Yeah, he's everything's gone his way, and his setup was just right, and he's going to come down and get the checkered.
So Rick Wall is going to be your winner here at Irwindale Speedway. Just kind of cruises across the start finish, followed by Jeff Williams. Don Helgeson with a good run will take the 3rd spot with a final spot on the podium. Here comes Neil Conrad in for the checkered as the battle continues to rage here between McMillan and the 15 truck of Liniger. Looks like Liniger will take it as they come across the stripe. So Rick Wall coming up with a win here at Irwindale Speedway. You know, if he hadn't missed a couple of races, he might actually be in contention for the points championship, as he's really had a great season here with the West Coast Pro Truck Series.
Well, it was a really good race because there was only the one caution flag. Everybody kept their nose clean, and it was pretty entertaining racing running around in the back there.
Even in spite of the tight action wall, everybody very safely kept from beating and banging to each other, so it was fairly entertaining.
This is not the kind of racetrack that you'd like to beat and bang on each other, because when you crash here, it's significant.
Definitely tears up equipment as well as can put you in the hospital for a night or two. So Rick Wall coming up with a win here at Irwindale Speedway. He's going to pull it into victory lane. We'll be back and have a conversation with him right after these words. Welcome back to Irwindale Speedway with the West Coast Pro Truck Series. Rick Wall here making the winning move for the night here on Jeff Williams as he comes up on top of the podium. So it is Rick Wall followed by Jeff Williams, Don Helgeson, Tony Edwards, and the rookie Mike Brocious with a nice top 5 run for the night. Position 6 through 10, it will be Neil Conrad, Jim Satterfield, Bob Wright, Dallas Slininger, and Tim McMillan rounding out your top 10. In positions 11 through 16, it will be Mike Kilparis, Steve Dyer, Cecil Phelps, Ronnie Davis, and William Huff. Here's your remaining finishing order. With Cutler, Tywell, Monjanel, Vandermoor, and Cameron, let's have a conversation with our winner.
Rick, guys look awful fast tonight.
Yeah, the car ran real good. We finally had a good setup that lasted the whole race, so made it my job easy.
Starting back in a 6th spot, you guys were a little patient and just kind of methodically worked your way to the front.
Yeah, my car was so good. I was just let traffic sort itself out, and then from there I just picked them off one by one. So it was just happened to be our night.
Yeah, no complaints. It just seems obviously you got the setup dead on tonight.
Yeah, we nailed it. First time all year that we've nailed it, and we came away with a victory, so real excited about that.
Tonight's telecast of the West Coast Pro Truck Series has been brought to you by Jasper Engines and Transmissions and by the West Coast Pro Trucks. For Wally Pankratz, this is J.R. Ibarra. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.